Hey everyone, Sam Davidson here with MEA Worldwide, and I am at the premiere of OWN's newest original series, David Makes Man. It is a beautiful, touching, compelling series, executive produced by Oprah herself and Michael B. Jordan. We are going to be talking to all of the stars, so stay tuned. What's the most important aspect of the show that's not currently on television right now?
Well, entering the lives of black boys and see how they think and how they interact with each other, and that they have, in many ways their own language and their own, spiritual energy, ways of communicating with each other. And I think, it's one thing to talk about the strength, the power, the grace of black mothers, but I think the character Gloria represents that in such a healthy and profound way. So I love everything about it because it's real life. At times it's gritty, grittier than I thought. I have to play back like, what did they just say? and is the baby cursing? And is he 9 years old and he's cursing? And then they're like, well, that's what happens. I go, oh, well, okay then.
All right, so I know that the pitch process of this, this is a dream to be with Oprah's network, and I heard that she kind of accidentally stumbled onto the pitch meeting. Tell me a little bit about that.
It was, honestly, we went into the pitch to OWN, and she had another meeting that she was involved in, and wasn't sure if it was going to end in time. But once we went in there, and she left her meeting and went over there and listened to the pitch. And by the end of it, we were all in tears because Terrell did such a phenomenal job telling the story and pitching the show. It was a pitch that I don't think any of us in that room are going to forget.
Tell me a little bit about the advice that you have to young men that were in a similar situation that you are in the show.
Yeah, as you know, Saren, he goes through a lot. He's in a really difficult situation, and I just want people to know that even though these situations can happen, always try to be positive in the end, and find help. If you ever need someone to talk to them. And just to don't stay confined. Maybe you should tell somebody.
Well, you have such a strong relationship with David on the show, and in the first episode or two, I forget which one, but you guys have this physical altercation in school. Tell me a little bit about how we see the relationship start and then how we see it evolve throughout the rest of the season.
Saren, he kind of, with David, he wants to impress David. David is like the best person to him, and he wants to impress him in every way, and he trusts David, and as you see in episode 1, he kind of betrays David, backstabs Saren, sorry. And it's heartbreaking to Saren for, to tell someone you trust so much something and for them to, kind of try to humiliate you in a certain way. It's heartbreaking, and you could see how their relationship jumped back and forth, and how they start to understand each other more.
So when you first read this script, what was your initial reaction and what drew you to the character that you ended up playing?
The writing. Plain and simple. The writing was different. The writing immediately had me using that other side of my brain to be able to, not even be able, it was the writing that helped me visualize and see quickly that this was something different, that this was something new, that it was very creative. So the writing and the characters, and there's a scene that actually I saw it in the last trailer, that is Sky and David in the bus, and the questions and what Sky says to David. It's like, lift your head up, you're looking down, there's nothing down there. It's just little hints like this that were quick and jumped out of the page for me. So right off the bat, the writing.
So you have a character that is in a way otherworldly and comes in and out. Can you explain to our audience the effect that your character has on David and why it's so strong?
I think he kind of represents that inner voice that we all have, as we move through life from conflict to conflict. And there's that small voice in our mind that says, hey man, don't go in there. Hey, don't go to that party. Hey, you might want to go home now. I think, he's that voice that we all hear, and I think what makes their relationship special is that it represents the relationship between a lot of black men and young black boys in America today, especially men who were not able to achieve their greatness or their desired greatness.
Okay, so you obviously are David, an extremely important role. What is it that you learned personally through your character?
Really just stay true to who you are. Don't let what somebody else influence what you do with your life. Make your own decisions.
There's so many layers to this character, what's going on in David's mind, what's going on in the outside world. How did you kind of equate that to how you grew up and the way you thought and processed everything that was going on in the world around you?
Really just putting some of my own characteristics in David, because I know how it is to grow up with a single mom and feel like you have to switch identities in order to survive and thrive.
Well, this is a huge thing for you. Obviously, Michael B. Jordan, Oprah. Tell me a little bit about how they mentored you and grew you through this process.
Really just giving me wisdom. They're so much inspirational. So many people look up to them around the world.
What do you hope that people watch the show, they watch your character, what are you hoping that they learn from him?
Just how unapologetically black it is and how you can use the power of his imagination to survive. I hope people just think and talk about this after every episode.
Tell me a little bit about your relationship on the show with the main character, David.
Yes, so I'm a girl in the Ville who lives in the Ville with him as well. And so being around him and everything in the Ville, I get to see his true self. And so, yeah, that's really what I am in the show and everything. So, yeah.
And so I know you've done a lot of work in comedy in the past. Was tackling such a dramatic role a struggle for you, or did it feel more natural than you thought it would?
It felt more natural than I thought it would be. I thought it would be really hard for me to adapt to this role, but it was really, really easy, and I liked the challenge that I had to take on for this role, and I think I succeeded it.
Are there any moments shooting this show that you thought to yourself, me as who I am, I don't know if I could get through this?
I'm not. No, I don't. Oh, do you mean? Are you talking about my character?
No, you as like a human. You know what I mean? Like as an actor, as a human being. Like, wow, I don't know if I could have the grace and the strength that my character does.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, 100%, 100%. I will tell you that I have learned in life through a lot of characters. You don't necessarily want to be judging somebody's situation because if you've never been in that situation, you don't know how you would handle it. So hopefully with all of our characters, we're just, putting a little bit more compassion out into the world.
What would you say is the message you hope that viewers take from your character that are in a similar situation that she is?
Keep pressing. Keep pressing, keep pressing.
We have had an amazing night here at the David Makes Man premiere in Los Angeles. We interviewed Oprah, Michael B. Jordan, and of course the amazing cast of this fantastic new show. We hope that you all have enjoyed these interviews. If you'd like to see more like them, please download our app for free, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or go to our website. We'll see you next time.